Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
I hosted for Diddy. Kevin, come here. Can you go get some girls so we can be in the bedroom with some girls? Let's get some girls up here, please. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. That sound like your question.
Say pause.
Pause.
Don't acknowledge this. It has nothing to do with me and Puff. Nothing to do with me and Puff right now.
Hold on.
Sources are saying Kevin Hart's current wife is considering a divorce after the FBI revealed to her some very explicit footage of him from the P. Diddy raid. I'm not gonna lie, fam. First it was Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Now
Crazy.
Kevin Hart, yeah, industry is cooked. If you have had any interaction with Diddy at a quote-unquote Diddy party, you're done.
I'm there. He's like, yo, Kevin, I'm coming. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take care of you when you coming. He's like, I'll be there first shows. I'm doing the Garden. I sold out the 2 shows. I told my people, like, yo, Young coming. Let's make sure that we set it up for him when he get here. I don't want to have no problems. Make sure seats, whatever he needs is good. He gets there. He comes to the backstage. We talking for a minute. My dad is there, right? My dad is like standing behind me. So a whole shake my head. He's like, how's it feel, yo? I was like, man, what do you mean? You talking about the Garden? Like, dude, I sold out the Garden twice. No. To have me come. How's that? Like, you want to say something, but then think about it. Really think about the question.
Right.
He's like, that means you made it. I'm here.
Kevin Hart, a man who makes us laugh, is now at the center of a jaw-dropping situation involving Diddy's darkest secrets. Recently, there's been talk going around that Kevin might have played a surprising role in Diddy's ongoing legal troubles. Sources suggest that he didn't just sit on the sidelines, but actually worked with the FBI as an informant, possibly feeding them crucial inside information that helped ignite the firestorm currently surrounding the hip-hop mogul. But why would Kevin even consider cooperating with federal authorities against one of the most powerful figures in the industry? Let's find out. So, it all kicked off when the authorities decided to investigate Diddy's past, leading to his unexpected arrest. Word on the street is that the charges against him are pretty serious, involving years of alleged bad behavior from to some really bad stuff like organized crime. While the details are still under wraps, because of sealed indictments, it seems like the authorities have enough evidence to really go after him. But here's where it gets interesting. Kevin Hart, the family-friendly comedian we all know, is now being linked to Diddy's mess. Turns out, Kevin's connection to Diddy goes way beyond just bumping into each other at parties. He's been involved in some of Diddy's notorious gatherings for a long time, even helping to organize them. These parties have always been surrounded by mystery, but now some unsettling details are coming out. Recently found videos show Kevin at these events looking way too comfortable in some questionable situations. This has led people to wonder if he was more than just a guest. Maybe he was even helping to cover up some of the craziness that went down.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes, you know what I'm saying, before pause was invented, you know what I'm saying, but it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early and now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid.
For those who don't know, Diddy's parties were never just about having a good time. And they were places where things often got out of hand, with a toxic combination of power, money, and fear keeping people quiet. Former employees and witnesses have described these events as nightmarish, filled with violence and abuse. Now, with Kevin's presence at these parties being scrutinized, people are raising eyebrows about what he really knew. So one incident that's making waves is the hot tub incident, which was brushed off as harmless fun at the time, but is now being looked at differently. Kevin was seen in a hot tub with Diddy, surrounded by some sketchy behavior, and many people are starting to think this might just be the beginning.
You know, when you have a scene like this, you gotta bring bosses with you. As you see, it's female friendly. We got a ladies and a female. She's butt ball. That's what I call it, raw dog. I might jump in the tub myself. Once everybody moves out, just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. Doing what I do best. Oh shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera off!
As more footage and stories come out, it's clear that he wasn't just a casual attendee. He He was pretty close to Diddy during these questionable times. And the big question is, why would someone like Kevin, who's built a drama-free career, get so wrapped up in Diddy's world? Some folks think he might have been tempted by fame or even felt pressured to keep quiet out of fear. But things take an even darker turn with talks that Kevin might have seen and heard things that could be key to the ongoing investigations. Insiders are suggesting he could have info that the authorities are using to build their case against Diddy. Whether it's texts, videos, or first-hand accounts, Kevin might have the evidence that could really nail Diddy. Now, this doesn't mean Kevin was involved in any illegal activities himself, but just being there and staying silent for so long has led people to think he might have helped cover up some of Diddy's secrets. So did he start off as a trusted friend and then turn on Diddy to save his own skin? Or was he just someone who got too close and had to cooperate with the authorities? These are the questions going around as Kevin's image is being put to the test. Some reports even say he's been quietly working with federal agents for months, giving them info that could take Diddy down from the inside. If that's true, it would explain why Diddy is suddenly facing so much legal trouble and why the authorities seem so confident.
Go here. In the parking garage.
Hey, Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see. When I hosted for Diddy.
Yeah. Nah?
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. What's your question?
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person, wrong question. You asking about Brad?
So there's no doubt that Kevin Hart possibly teaming up with the FBI. I know it sounds like something out of a movie, but there's insider info that Kevin might have decided to spill the beans on Diddy to save his own skin. Well, he was in a tough spot and felt he had no choice but to reach out to the feds, worried about his career, freedom, and maybe even his safety. With the FBI closing in on Diddy and his crew, Kevin might have thought it was better to jump out of this ship before it got messy. And this isn't just random talk. Some reports say Kevin gave the FBI some key info about Diddy's operations, like how he used his connections to dodge legal trouble and how he allegedly used his parties to manipulate people. If this is true, Kevin's insider revelations could have really sped up the investigation. His knowledge of what went down at those high-profile events, plus any evidence he might have shared, could be what pushed the authorities to finally take action against Diddy. Now, many people are also looking at Kevin differently. What used to seem like a solid friendship between him and Diddy is now raising eyebrows. Folks are wondering if Kevin threw Diddy under the bus to save himself. If his cooperation with the FBI really did speed things up, it would explain why the case against Diddy seems so strong. But this has also made some fans see Kevin as a traitor, leaving them torn between viewing him as a whistleblower or a backstabber. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Cat Williams enters the chat. He's a comedian who doesn't hold back, especially when it comes to calling out Hollywood. For years, Kat has been pretty critical of Kevin, suggesting that his rapid rise to fame wasn't just about talent, but also about his ties to powerful people like Diddy. With everything going on, people are starting to take Kat's comments more seriously.
Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why
Kat has made some pretty bold claims, saying that Kevin's success was boosted by his closeness to Diddy and that he was involved in some bad stuff. He has hinted that Kevin knew a lot more than he let on and might have been in on Diddy's questionable dealings. With some strange clips resurfacing, like one where Kevin says some odd things at a Diddy party that talks about an alleged connection between them are getting louder. But here's the thing, Kevin hasn't said much since all this went down. For someone who's usually all over social media, his silence is pretty loud. No tweets, no Instagram posts, nothing. It's like he's trying to stay out of the spotlight. Maybe he is feeling guilty, or he is just trying to ride out the storm. Fans are scratching their heads over Kevin's quietness. If he's innocent, why not just clear the air? A person commented saying Kevin Hart is synonymous with social climber. He is ready to do everything to be as famous as possible. Another one wrote, no comedian suddenly becomes the top moneymaker without being funny, without something being done in the dark. A third person claimed, this is why Kevin Hart has gotten so much with so little talent. He was an FBI plant, a rat. Well, this situation has definitely put a shadow over Kevin's image, with more people questioning if the comedian they loved is actually tangled up in this mess.
Very simplistic, okay? In life, guys, not only do you get one, you writing a book. The question of the day is, how do you want your book to end? I'm around a bunch of men that are doing amazing things in their life. Basically, you're writing chapters. Chapters get good, they get better, some get worse. It's your job to complete that book to the best of your ability. My question today is, are you focused on the ending of your book? And if so, how great do you want to make it?
Right? This is more chapters too. Fuck that.
Come on, big, let's do it, man. Me and you go get some.
Now that things have calmed down a bit, it's time to think about what's next for Kevin Hart and Diddy. For Kevin, if it turns out he really did go to the FBI to save himself, he might be able to turn this into a comeback story. Hollywood loves a good redemption arc, and if he plays it right, he could come off as a hero for taking down someone like Diddy. But there's a downside. If it comes out that Kevin knew about Diddy's alleged behavior for years and only spoke up when he was in trouble, his career could take a big hit. Fans might not be too forgiving if he's seen as someone who stayed quiet while others suffered, only to flip when it suited him. That could lead to backlash from both the industry and fans who think he's just looking out for himself. And let's be real, the entertainment world can be brutal. If Kevin's seen as untrustworthy, he could find himself on the outside looking in. On the flip side, Diddy's situation isn't looking great. With more victims and witnesses coming forward, the legal case against him is picking up steam. If Kevin really did help the FBI and shared important info, it could be a huge blow for Diddy. His once untouchable status might crumble under all these allegations. There's even talk that Kevin's cooperation might inspire others to come forward, which could lead to Diddy's downfall. If that happens, he could be facing some serious jail time depending on what the courts decide. But Diddy's fall wouldn't just be a personal loss. He's not just a music mogul, he's connected to lots of stars and companies. If Kevin's info takes Diddy down, it could also drag others into the mess who might have turned a blind eye or helped cover things up. The fallout could expose a whole network of corruption and in the industry, damaging Diddy's legacy and pulling a lot of other big names into the drama. This whole situation has put a spotlight on Kevin's rise to fame and how much of it is linked to Diddy. There's no doubt that Kevin's career took off when he was closely associated with Diddy. Could it be that his success wasn't just about his talent and hard work, but also about having someone as powerful as Diddy in his corner? Or is it just a coincidence that they crossed paths during this crazy time? Anyway, it's clear that this situation has changed how people view both Kevin Hart and Diddy. It has also revealed a darker side of the entertainment industry, a place where success, power, and silence often go hand in hand. But what do you guys think? Is Kevin Hart just as guilty for staying silent for so long? Or did he do the right thing by stepping up and exposing Diddy's secrets, even if it was a bit late? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video if you found it eye-opening. The more people discuss this, the more pressure there is for the truth to come out and for justice to be served, regardless of how high profile the individuals involved may be.